Hi, Lindsey. I don't think we've yet had the chance to interact in this course yet, so first of all, pleasure to hear your thoughts and make the connection. I really was looking forward to hearing from you, and I thought your post was very well structured and you had a lot of really good points. I agreed with your description of exploration and data dredging as a spectrum, particularly with the point that most researchers probably do not intentionally begin with the goal of performing bad science. Um, Curiosity, disappointing results, publication pressure, and limited resources gradually move an analysis away from its original purpose. I really like this point that you brought up. However, I would push back just a little bit on defining data dredging mainly as searching for relationships without a hypothesis. I think that hypothesis-free exploration can be legitimate, especially in genomics, multi-omics, or other high-dimensional biotechnology fields. Uh, Unsupervised clustering, principal component analysis, and broad expression profile may be used specifically because researchers do not yet know which biological pattern to expect. In my view, the stronger distinction is what researchers do after finding the pattern. Exploration becomes problematic when many relationships are searched and unsuccessful analyses remain hidden, multiplicity is ignored, and successful results is presented as confirmatory. I think that is like the broader issue rather than just the simple exploration of data. So I would also clarify the distinction you made between observational and treatment data. So observational studies do not automatically have less statistical power. A very large observational data set with sufficiently high N may have high power to detect small associations. The major limitation usually is causal interpretation because treatment assignment is not randomized. And co-founding can be present in these types of studies. False positives are also more directly increased by multiple testing, selective model choice, poor measurement, or model specification than by the fact that the study is simply observational. But otherwise, it was a very excellent point. Preliminary ADHD genetics project that my lab is working on illustrates this point. Suppose we observe only a modest relationship between an ADHD phenotype and genetic risk measure. That observation could generate several hypotheses involving phenotypic heterogeneity, ancestry, environmental contributions, measurement differences, or limited power. It would not justify just immediately concluding that diagnoses were incorrect. But domain knowledge can help us develop plausible explanations and also encourage us to construct an overly convincing and can also encourage constructing an overly convincing biological story around a weak association. I really strongly agree with your proposed disclosure approach. A useful addition might be formal analytical decision records stating a formal analytical decision records stating what was originally planned, what assumption checks were conducted, what changed, and which findings were discovered afterwards when the sample size permits it. Investigators could also use a held-out subset for preliminary confirmation, although a truly independent cohort would provide the strongest evidence. Sort of to connect back to the prompt, I think HARKing is not the same thing as openly reporting an unexpected result. The scientific failing usually occurs when the history of the hypothesis is concealed or when exploratory evidence is overstated. Your disclosure proposal helps preserve discovery, but it becomes most effective when it also communicates the search space, the remaining uncertainty, and the limits on causal or conformatory interpretation. So overall, I think you brought up some really excellent points. I kind of wanted to see a bit more nuance or definition, a nuance in the definitions of your points. But overall, I think I mostly agree, just with some added caveats, and I really, really appreciated the clarity with which you illustrated your ideas. Really well done, Lindsey, and I really hope that we can continue to work with each other in this course and throughout the program. If you have any discussions or any more discussion you'd like to engage in, or questions or comments, please let me know in your reply to me if you choose to reply to me. Otherwise, thank you so much for the voice thread, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend.